Okay, so now I'm going to talk about fundraising. So when it came to being successful as fundraising, the first thing I think you need to do is reading the fundraising book that Holly and Eric recommend, because framing your discussion with your donors about, you're not just giving money to me, but you're giving access to these students, like you're giving to these students, I think was a really important thing to help me frame my mindset when I was raising funds with different people. But yeah, there's lots of fun ideas that you can think about when it comes to fundraising that can work within your community. So depending on where you live and like how big of a network of people that you have, there's different opportunities that you can try to help with fundraising. And so I come from a pretty small town back home in Iowa, so I only had like a couple contacts, but I was really, over the course of about 6 to 7 months, I was able to, raise the salary that I needed for that first year here. Number one, praise the Lord, like He provided that. But then the other thing is too, is use the connections that you have. And so the one thing that I was really surprised about, just preparing to come to Zambia, is that people have odd connections to Zambia that you just never know until you bring it up in conversation. And so the first thing that you honestly can do in fundraising is just talking about what you're going to do. Like just share with other people like, oh, hey, I'm moving to Zambia. I'm going to be working with Special Hope Network. It's an NGO. We do these things, blah, 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 blah. And it's interesting to see who all comes out of the woodwork, because I ended up having, my grandma, who got her allergy shot from this nurse, had been to Lusaka on like 3 short-term trips. And so when I was fundraising, I sent her some of my stuff, and then like she and all of her nurse friends that lived in like Virginia and North Dakota and like all over the United States, like participated in my fundraiser. So, just number one, like just talking to people is the biggest thing that you can do is just share as much as you can, because you never know who might want to help out. And then the other thing that I really found have been successful fundraisers for me, before I came to Zambia, there's different ideas that I've done now that I've gone for return trips. But the biggest thing that was helpful in my preparations to come to Zambia in fundraising is that I did a lot of just talks. And so I partnered with different churches, different organizations. So like, think about any philanthropist groups that are in your community, like Kiwanis or PEO or Rotary Club, just some of those organizations that naturally, just give out funds for people, are good things. And you can host like meals, or you can host like a tea, or things like that, and have an opportunity where you share about Zambia and what you're going to do, and have people do like free will donations. So that's one, or you can do that at churches, like after church have a lunch or something. That was the main way that I've done a lot of my fundraising. But another idea that I had gotten from one of my other coworkers here at Special Hope was called an Adopt-A-Box. And so that one was really fun, where you take a grid of, number 1 to 100 or something like that, or 1 to 50, whatever number you want. But then for the fundraiser, what people can do is they can purchase a square, and they donate the money for that square. So like if you buy box number 1, you pay $1. If you buy box number 50, you pay $50. And anyway, you think it's like, oh, that's kind of like a weird way to do it. But at the end, once you add all of those numbers up together, it turns into like thousands of dollars. And so anyway, sorry, this is my dog Nala that's hiding behind us. Where, Nala, you want to say hi? But anyway, so it's a really fun way. I did mine online. It didn't work as great as I would have liked, but I think it would be a really good opportunity if you have like a dinner, or if you do like a quiz night or something. You can have people buy the box, and you could put prizes underneath the box. So let's say somebody buys box 23. Oh, look, you get a DVD, or you get something like a prize like that. So that's one way that you can try to do it. Quiz nights are really good ideas. So they have that actually here in Lusaka, where people participate in a quiz night, and then all the benefits from paying for your team's table, or from buying raffle prizes or something like that, goes to what you do. And then I also, my sister is pretty artistic, and so we sold t-shirts. Very stereotypical like fundraising kind of thing. But my sister was able to design a really cute design, and we were able to print some t-shirts. She was able to do all the screen printing by hand, and we were able to sell t-shirts, and I made quite a bit of money that way too. So there's lots of different fundraising ideas you can Google, honestly, that can help you. But the biggest thing is, just being honest and keeping it fun, because the more you stress about fundraising, the harder it gets. And so, pray to the Lord, allow Him to work through that, because He's faithful in that. And if He's called you to be to Zambia, He's going to provide the funds for you to get here. So, and have your family and friends help you with fundraising as well, just because, you never know the connections that people have. And the more connections you have, the more surprised that you'll be with, who would like to help out and serve with us. So one other thing when it comes to fundraising is be really, really careful about how you organize it. And so I personally use an Excel spreadsheet. I got it from another friend who was preparing to go to Greece for a missions team. But in my spreadsheet, I keep track of just all of the contacts that I ever come into. And so collecting that information from people. Also, different churches that you think could partner with you. If people recommend churches to you, keep a contact list of that. But then keep a running list of, all right, this phase of people I contacted this month, I sent out support letters to them. This phase I did this, that's another fundraising idea, sending out support letters. That's another way you can do it. Things like that. And anyway, I found it really helpful. So if it's something that you would be interested in, I do have a template. And so you can just email me, and I'm happy to, share my fundraising template with you.